Hey guys, so here's the video I promised. I have a lot of people that are getting their challenge packs in and are so excited about starting, and I can't wait for you guys to start your transformation because I know that you guys are going to do great. So everybody's asking, how do I plan out my meals? You're super overwhelmed. I get it. I was there. When I got in my packet, I'm like, what in the world? This is going to take too much time, and I don't really know about all this. But it's simple, I promise. And once you do it, especially the first week, then like it's just, you got it. Like you don't even, it takes really not much thought. So I was placed in the first bracket, so I'm just going to show you simply how I did it. So the first bracket, I just wrote down what I was allowed. So 3 green, 2 purple, 4 red, etc., etc. So I just wrote it down on the piece of paper, and then I put like the equivalent hash marks on each side. And then I just did breakfast, lunch, or breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, snack. There actually should be an afternoon snack between lunch and dinner here. So that's kind of how I planned it. And then basically I started and I planned my meals around my yellows, which is my carbs. Because before I started the plan, I was used to having carbs with every meal, pretty much. So I was like, oh, 2 carbs a day. What am I going to do? So I decided that it was important for me to have my carbs at lunch because I like to eat a sandwich at lunch, and at dinner because who knows what I'm going to eat, but I like to eat stuff like pizza and tacos and hamburgers and pasta and all that involves carbs. So I wanted that for each one. So that's basically how I planned. So say I was like, okay, so what is something that I would typically want to eat for breakfast? Well, I get 4 reds a day, so that's 4 protein, so I definitely need to get some protein in for breakfast, or else I'm going to be eating protein, like tons of it somewhere else. So protein, so I always started my day with 2 eggs. 2 eggs equals a red. Your program tells you that kind of thing. Or you can do egg whites. I think it's like egg whites equals a red, which is a ton of eggs. So whatever. So I did eggs, and then, like I said, if you've seen me post before, I throw in some extras, a handful of spinach or something like that. Here's my truth. I don't necessarily, if I throw in a handful of spinach, do I count that as a green? No, not really, because it's a handful, and you can't really overeat veggies. And let's face it, I didn't gain weight eating spinach, so I let myself have as much spinach or things like that I wanted. So good for me, I was eating spinach and eggs. So I would just go up here and mark off a red for the day. So I just marked it off. Okay, I've already ate red. So then I went ahead and skipped my snack. I'll see whatever I have left over to fit into snack, and then lunch. Okay, so I think I want a sandwich. So that's going to be 1 yellow for my sandwich. Then I'm going to eat a protein. I'm going to eat some turkey or something probably. So that's going to be 1 red. And then I'm going to eat some veggies as a side instead of chips or something. So I'm going to eat a green. And so I put that down there. And then I just go back up here and I mark off a green, and I mark off a red, and I mark off a yellow. So then I see, okay, so this is what I have left for the day. And then I go to dinner. Well, for dinner, I'm cooking for me and my family. So I'm cooking for Chase, and he's like, I don't want to eat a salad every day, Keisha, and I don't want to make like 4 different meals. So I always wanted to keep a yellow, which is a carb, a red, which is a protein, and a green for dinner. That way I can have pretty much a meat, a potato and a veggie, or, bread or hamburger, however I wanted to do it. But that was generally like what I wanted to keep. So I knew I would go ahead and do that for myself. So I'm going to have a green for dinner, a red for dinner, and a yellow for dinner. Now I may end up having 2 greens for dinner. It just depends. But that's kind of how I wanted to do it. So then I'd go back up here and mark off my green and my red and my yellow. So I'm done with carbs. So there's no carb snacks for me, right? So what do I still have left? I've got a green. I've got my fruits left, so I haven't ate any fruits yet. So my morning snack, I'm going to do fruit. So I would add a purple, and that's whenever, and I still need some red. I need another red. So I'm going to throw in a red in my snack. So that's when I would eat my yogurt and peaches you see me post, or I usually pretty much eat Greek yogurt with some sort of fruit in it. I'll mix it up. Berries, strawberries, however you want to do it. That's where I throw it in at. if you're drinking Shakeology counts as a red. So you might drink your Shakeology for your snack. That's what I do a lot now. I usually have it as my mid-afternoon snack. Sometimes I'll have it as my breakfast. As you've seen this morning from running behind, I didn't plan, so I already had that, so I'd have to switch it around a little bit. But I generally don't replace a meal with my Shakeology. If you're in a higher bracket than me, you may decide to throw your Shakeology in somewhere else, or you may replace a meal with the Shakeology, like breakfast or lunch or something. Like I just said, I don't mind to do breakfast, but like lunch or dinner, like I'm used to eating food. I love food. So I don't like really feel fulfilled with just the shake to replace a meal, but it's great for me for a snack. So, you know, to each your own. And then generally, like, so then, you know, I have dinner, and then I usually have an after dinner snack. And I have another fruit left over. I usually eat my apple and my 2 teaspoons. Then I save for my peanut butter. When I'm cooking, I don't use a lot of oil anymore. I use the oil spray, and that's free on the Fix. So I generally don't use my teaspoons during the day. If you're in an upper bracket and you have like 6 teaspoons a day, you need to throw in some oil when you're cooking to help get you that equivalent a day. You don't have to use them all of your teaspoons. That's totally up to you, but they're totally there for you to use. And they do help give you energy. Those are like good, healthy oils, healthy fats for you. If you're still hungry at the end of all your containers, add an extra green. The first couple of days, or even there were still some days that I was like super hungry, and I would add in an extra veggie. Again, I don't really measure out my veggies, confession, that much, because goodness gracious, I'm eating veggies. If I'm eating a whole pile of broccoli on my plate instead of potato chips, well, good for me. I'm making a healthy choice. So that's my truth. Shh, don't tell Autumn. If you don't know who she is, she's the creator of the 21 Day Fix. But anyways, that's how I do it. Shoot me questions if you have more. I can make another video. I didn't talk about my blue